Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a loop? Like no matter how much effort you put in, you keep ending up in the same place? You tell yourself you'll change, set goals, make plans. And for a little while, things seem different. Then, before you know it, life pulls you back into old habits. Why does this happen? Dan Heath, in his book Reset, explains that it's not about willpower. It's not about motivation. The real issue is the invisible forces that keep us locked into our current path. But once you understand those forces, resetting your life becomes a lot easier than you think. You don't have to rely on self-discipline or struggle to force change. Instead, you can change the system around you, so that resetting becomes the natural outcomes. Let's get into it. The QWERTY keyboard trap. Let's start with a story about something you use every day, your keyboard. The standard QWERTY keyboard was designed in the 1800s, and believe it or not, it was made to slow typists down. Back in the days of typewriters, if people typed too fast, the keys would jam. So the QWERTY layout was created to make typing less efficient. But here's the problem. Typewriters haven't jammed in decades. And yet, over a century later, we still use the same outdated system. Why? Because once something becomes the default, it's incredibly hard to change. Even if something better exists, switching feels too difficult. This is what Heath calls path dependence. It's when past choices shape your future even when they no longer make sense. And it happens in your personal life too. Maybe the way you work, eat, exercise, or think isn't based on what's best for you now, but simply what you've always done. The key to breaking free is to recognize these invisible defaults and then reset them. Step 1. Recognizing a reset moment. Have you ever noticed that people are more likely to start diets on Mondays? Or that gym memberships skyrocket in January? This isn't random. It's called the fresh start effect. Psychologists have found that people naturally see certain moments like the start of a new year, a birthday, or even the beginning of the month as opportunities to reset. In one study, researchers analyzed millions of gym memberships. They found that people were significantly more likely to start a workout routine on the first day of the month, after a holiday, or after their birthday. Another study looked at students preparing for an exam. If they were told the exam was happening, after spring break they studied harder. Why? Because spring break created a clear psychological separation between the past and the future. This is the key to your first step. If you want to reset, time it right. Find a natural reset moment, maybe the start of a new season, a job change, or even something as small as the first day of the week, and use it as your launch pad. Step 2. Change your defaults. Let's talk about Google. At one of their office cafeterias, Google wanted employees to drink more water instead of sugary sodas. But instead of banning sodas or giving a lecture on healthy choices, they made one simple change. They moved water bottles to eye level and put sodas in a harder-to-reach spot. That's it. No rules, no bans. Just a small shift in default placement. The result? Water consumption jumped by 25%, and soda drinking dropped by 11%. This is the power of changing the default. Most of the time, people don't make conscious decisions. They just take the easiest option. So if you want to reset your life, don't rely on willpower. Change your environment. Want to read more? Leave a book on your pillow. Want to exercise more? Keep your workout clothes by your bed. Want to stop wasting time on social media? Move your social apps into a folder so they're harder to access. The fewer obstacles between you and the right decision, the easier it will be to reset. Step 3. Use a commitment device. Let's talk about how to force yourself to follow through. There's a website called StickK that was created by behavioral economists at Yale. Here's how it works. You set a goal, let's say running 3 times a week. Then, you put money on the line. And if you fail, that money goes to a cause you hate. Imagine trying to quit smoking, and if you slip up, your money gets donated to an organization you strongly disagree with. That's real motivation. A study found that people using StickK were 3 times more likely to achieve their goals. Because humans hate loss more than we love winning. If you want to reset your life, don't just set a goal, attach real consequences to failure. Make a bet with a friend. If you skip a workout, you owe them $50. Announce your goal publicly so you feel social pressure to follow through. Give someone control over something valuable, like your social media passwords, until you meet your target. When failure has a real cost, success becomes much more likely. Step 4. Rewrite your identity. The way you describe yourself shapes your actions. In one study, researchers looked at people trying to quit smoking. One group said, "I'm trying to quit smoking." The other group said, "I am a non-smoker." Guess which group had a much higher success rate? The second group. Because when you define yourself as a non-smoker, smoking no longer fits your identity. This applies to everything. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to work out more," say, "I am an athlete." Instead of, "I'm trying to eat better," say, "I am a healthy eater." Instead of, "I'm trying to wake up early," say, "I am a morning person." Your brain is wired to act in ways that match your identity. So start telling yourself the right story. The Reset Plan. How to change your life today. So here's your roadmap for hitting reset. 1. Find a fresh start moment. Use natural reset points to your advantage. 2. Change your defaults. Make good choices the easiest choices. 3. Use a commitment device. Make failure painful. 4. Rewrite your identity. Tell yourself a new story. Resetting your life isn't about trying harder. It's about setting up a system where change happens naturally. The people who succeed don't have more willpower. They have better systems. Now, I want to ask you, what's one thing in your life you'd love to reset right now? Drop it in the comments. And if you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs a fresh start. I'll see you in the next one.